Hello everyone. Today we will start a new series on how to solve puzzles. So what we will going to do is I will tell you my thought process and hopefully some of you will find this thought process helpful to put in your games and to solve a position easily. So let's start. We will start with range 1200, 1400 and puzzle is this one. So what we will going to do in this type of rating is we will follow the method checks, capture, and threats because we want to look for the most forcing moves. So the first are the checks, and second the capture, and third the threats. So the material on this one is we can see that the king is slightly exposed and we will going to look for the checks. So the first check and the only check is this one. And after this one, the king can't move and the bishop can't block. So only the queen can block, otherwise is mate. And so queen h7 solution of this one. And here is a checkmate. Let's go to the next one. Okay, again, checks, capture, and threats. So the first check that we have is queen e5. But after queen e5, we can see that he can block the checks in four different ways. First one is rook here, second one rook here, third pawn to f4, and fourth bishop f4. On bishop f4, the bishop. On pawn takes f4, we take the bishop. And but it's not only that, but on rook g3 and also on the other rook on g3, we don't have nothing. And even if, let's say, queen e5 and pawn f4, after we take the bishop, we should also check the variation for our opponent. So first check, capture, and threats, and we can see that after queen, let's say queen e5 check, we have f4, bishop, queen takes. There is this check, this annoying check, because after that the pawn has to retake. But after queen rook takes, the only move for the king is king f7, and after queen g2, queen g7 is mate, not mate. And there is a queen, there is king e8, but anyway, is a bad position. So no need to go for that. The only remaining check is on h4. So queen h4 check, and we can see that the only square for the king is on g2. So the other check is rook takes. Here, if king goes to f3, we are up on material, and if the king takes, there is queen d1 check. So this is the solution. Win material or is checkmate. So we go for that. And after this, the only remaining thing to check is this check. The king has to go on g3. And after rook g1 check, the only square for the king is king f4, but there is this check on e4 and this mate. So let's go for that. First queen, then rook, and then after king f4, there is queen e4. So let's go to the next one. Okay, so as you can see, by following the check, capture, and threat, we already solved two puzzles. So the first check, and that is also a capture, is queen check, and after rook takes, we have to look for checks, and we see that this is the only available check, and after rook takes, this check is a checkmate. So let's go for that. And the next one. Okay, this is a check, and okay, so the first thing that we have to think is the forcing moves. So we don't have any check because white deliver check himself. So we should look for capture. The first, the only capture is queen takes, and after that there is rook takes, king takes, and we are up. We are with same amount of pawns, but our king is more active, And if we can take this pawn, we will win. So this is a matter of calculus. So king f2, king c2, sorry, king e4, king d2, king f3, and after king after king e1 there is king g2, and we win this pawn and we win the game. So let's go. Okay, and here we just take, and we are up a material. This pawn will promote. So let's go to the next one. Okay, again, here we are down a rook. So this should be mate or win a lot of material, the puzzle team. So let's check if there is some check. Okay, the checks are these and these. So the only two available checks are this one, but there is on queen g7 check only king takes, and on rook f8 king takes. So the other check is this one, but then only bishop takes, and we are down a lot of material. So it's not a check. Let's go to the capture. We can see that the first capture is queen takes e2, and after that there are two checks. First check is this one, second check is this one. So let's calculate a bit. Queen takes e1. If knight takes, if knight g3 check, we can take back the knight, and we are up a queen. If knight f2 instead, we can take the knight, and after bishop takes, we will take back with the rook, and we will be up a bishop. So seems promising, and let's go for that. We take back, and we are up a bishop, and we win this game. So next one. Okay, here, well, there are no checks, so let's go for the capture. If I take, if we take on d7, just rook takes, and we are down a queen. So it's the only available capture, while the other one is this one. But after, even after rook takes, is not so good. It's not a capture. It's not that it's not so good. Well, it's not so good. We are not winning, so there is nothing else, because after this sequence, our rook, our position is not good, because black position is super active, and we have the problem of these two rooks. So it's not a check, it's not a capture. The other remaining thing is a threat, and we can see that this threat seems really promising, because the bishop is here, and we will win the bishop. So let's check a bit if there is something else. The only remaining question is rook a1 or rook f1. Well, honestly, I don't see so much difference. The only thing that I'm thinking is after rook d1, rook a d1, there could be some counter-attack, but honestly, I don't see this counter-attack, and I don't even think it makes so much difference. So let's go for rook a d1. I will keep this rook on f1 only because it's guarding the f1 f2 square, and also because I mean, it's closer to the king, so maybe in the future there will be no problems of. Yeah. Now I see the difference. Sorry, it's because if we move this rook, there is this queen takes e5, and we can't take the bishop because there is a check. So this is the difference, and we have to move the a1 rook. So rook here, just take the bishop, and we are up a knight. Next one, I will do some other, I don't know, 4 or 5 puzzles. Let's see. Okay, this is check. We are threatening a knight here. So the first thing that we should look on a check is how to cover it here, or if it's not possible, if we can move. So here there is queen takes, queen c2, but after queen takes and king takes, this knight can be saved via knight, even knight f2, threatening the rook and then winning this pawn. So I don't think is this. The most forcing move is for sure g3, and after b3, sorry, after b3, this knight is threatened, but this knight can capture the queen. So let's check first. Well, there are no checks, so if the knight capture, because then we have to look for the capture, we can take the queen, and after that, the only retreating square for the knight are these four, but are all covered, so we win a piece. So knight takes is not an option. Let's see if the knight can be saved, like queen b5 or queen a6, but in both cases there is a fork on c7 because we look for the checks. That is the most forcing move. So let's go for, and after this, the knight can't be saved. So next one. Okay, here the only check is this one, but we lose a knight. But it's not finished. After we lose a knight, we can take the knight, because if black retakes, we can promote the pawn. So it seems for sure promising. So rook f3, king takes. If well, it can go here, but if it goes here, same, rook takes and then promote. So rook f3, king takes, king takes, rook takes f6, and after that we have to look for the checks. So if rook here check, we can, I think we can block, but we could also go here. No, it doesn't seem the case to go here. We can simply block, and after that there could be something like rook b1, because if we promote, there is rook g1, but this is for sure the move, and for that. Okay, and now we just promote them. Okay, now we have to look for the checks. So the only check is here. First move. No, there was another check, queen a8 check, but rook takes seems more promising, because so we can activate also a piece. So we will do two things with one move. So rook e8 check, and king h7, the only move. After that, the only check, the only reasonable check, because rook h8 we lose a rook, is queen f5, and after g3 we can. That is the only way to block the check. There is queen takes f7 and is mate. So let's go. Next one. Okay, here we have two checks. And black is promoting, is threatening to promote this pawn. So the thing that we should look here is, well, if this check happens, after that there is king h8, and if we try to promote this pawn, there is I don't know. I don't know, but there is on this one, king h8. If we try to promote the pawn, there is maybe the only way to prevent that is bishop h3. And if we take the knight, if we take the bishop, there is a check, there is promotion, and after that we can promote the pawn, and this checkmate. So it is not that, but I'm not sure about this move, because we could also deliver check with pawn c2, and after pawn c2 there are two ways, like no, there is only one way, sorry. So king c8. After that we can play knight e5, e4, and if black promotes, there is knight d6 check, but the king goes away, yeah, and we promote, the king takes, and black is up a piece, so it's not the case, and the right is a7 check, and after that we just push. There is this move to be worried, but after that we should check if there is a way to deliver checkmate, and the only way is if the knight goes on this square, but I don't think is possible. So let's see. Here we have, if we move the knight, this bishop can capture, but there is a promotion, and we don't have anything in one move. So the only remaining choice is to let's see if we can bring the king here. But sorry, I'm tired. We can simply take. Crazy, crazy. Okay. So yes, sometimes it happens. I can't say anything. Okay, so um, here, okay, again, check, capture and threat. The only check here is rook takes, and after that there is king takes, that is forced. So the other check is queen h4. Here the king tape, and the only way to block the check is bishop h6, but then we can take with the queen. So let's. Okay, other two. Okay, here we can't give a check. We have to look for the capture. So if we capture this rook, then simply rook takes, and we don't have nothing. And this is the only available capture of a piece. The other capture is rook takes, and there are two ways to take this pawn, this way and this way. So what is the difference? I don't know. Let's check it. So the first thing that comes to my mind, honestly, is this rook takes, because after that I don't know why, it's just an intuition, but it can be wrong. So if rook takes, there are no checks. If this rook takes, we can't take this rook. Okay, so the problem is that we can't take this rook, and we have to take with this pawn, with this rook. So after, well, if queen takes, we can simply take, and after rook takes, we take the rook on c1. So the queen will not take, the rook will take, but after that we take the rook on c1 with check, and let's see. So rook back, we have to look for the checks, and if it comes with a capture, is even better. There is rook takes g2. King takes, and queen takes on e3. So this is the solution. Let's go for that. Okay, and here they take with the queen, but it was anyway, it was winning. Last one. Okay, again, checks, capture, and threat. Okay, there are no checks here. Here white is threatening to infiltrate, but let's see if this check comes with some threat. After this check, we have, well, first, if the king moves, we have check with the queen on e4. The only way is rook f3, and we take, and is checkmate. So white has to take. We will take back on g3. The king has to move, and the only two legal square are this one. But after that, there is queen h4. That is the only check, and we win. Okay. And this is check. Okay, checkmate. Okay, so this was the last puzzle for today. I hope you liked the video, and let me know what you think in the comments. If you like this new format, I can do also videos about tactic of 2000, 2300. I don't know. I can do other videos. So I hope you like it. I hope you find it helpful for the thought process. And see you in the next video.